Hey, welcome to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. Today I have another story time. But before I get into it, if you're new here, thank you for clicking on. Become a part of the community and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below and like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you're returning, hey, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this going to be a story time. I won't say like a horror workplace. It's how I got fired or whatnot, but I'm going to figure that part out. We just going to jump right into the story time. But this happened like a couple months before the COVID happened. I don't know if I can say that. C-19, before C-19 happened, it was a few months before that. I was looking for a job. So I applied to this boutique hotel down here in Miami. And the young lady who interviewed me, she was Haitian. She spoke Creole. Well, she had a very thick accent. She spoke English, but she was Haitian descent. I also noticed the other workers there and the people that was at the front desk, even the manager at the time, they were Haitian. And I love Haitians. My boyfriend is Haitian. But yeah, I'm just giving y'all a gist of the background of the people that was mostly working there. Like the front desk was black. The housekeepers, they were mostly black. Mungie, she was a sweet girl. I came in for the interview. We went into the back office. She liked me off bat. I knew I had the job immediately, but we sat there and we talked for maybe 20 minutes. Not even about the work, like the job. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about her children, her personal life. At the time, her boyfriend was actually a front desk working there. So, we were talking like that. We clicked immediately. So I knew I had that job and I was kind of excited. I just had no idea what I was getting myself into. So like I mentioned that this was a boutique hotel, it didn't have like a big system as it like the Hilton or like the Marriott. It was a boutique hotel, so we had to do everything literally by hand, like scratch. I'm talking like reservations, payments, everything we had to do from scratch. So I got hired as a front desk and reservations. So I had two positions. I also had two shifts. I used to work the weekends overnight, and then during the week I did 7 to 3, don't remember, 3 to 11, don't remember. Anyway, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I go home, I'm excited, I have a job. Of course I get it. She told me that day. I prepare myself. I go buy some new shoes. At this hotel, we didn't really have to wear like spiffy clothes. We just had to wear like a black top and some black pants and whatever shoes we chose to wear. I got ready. I was excited about this new job. So I started this new job. Um, the first day, I trained with this girl. She was nice. I trained at the front desk. It was a lot to take in. I had no idea it was going to be like, they trained me literally for one day. They trained me for one day. I stood at the front desk with this girl for the entire shift. And whatever I learned, I learned. Whatever I didn't learn, I had to catch on. I trained with her for one day, did a few check-ins on my own. I think I have it. But so the next day, I am on my own, literally. They trained me for one day. That should have been the red flag that this is not going to go good. However, I am a girl. I'm a very quick learner. I'm a very like you could throw me in there and I'm gonna float. I rarely sink in situations. I'm just being honest. Um, so my second day on my own at the front desk, I was panicking. I did have somebody else standing next to me, and they did help a little bit, but I was panicking. You could tell I was new. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I float. So I got it. The next day, I was going to do reservations. So I wasn't at the front desk, but I was in the back. It was a couple of us. It was this young lady. She don't need a name. The girl who trained me, she don't need a name. This Spanish girl, she don't need a name. But it was a couple of us in the back office who did reservations. And again, that day was hectic for me as well. I didn't get trained in reservations, and everything was from scratch. We would receive reservations from whatever you book through Booking, Expedia, Hotels Tonight, whatever. I would get those reservations and I would have to go put them in manually, like just from start to finish, from the time I enter your name to the time I charge your card. Like it wasn't a system like the Hilton where you made the reservations. I don't even get to see your card information. None of that. I just check you in. It was whatever. I floated. I survived. I got along with the young ladies very good. I didn't really have many issues. It was just one girl. She's not relevant. But everyone else I got along with very well. We also had a bar inside of the lobby, like a restaurant. It was a nice hotel. Like they had the thing going on. After my first week working there, panicking, people seeing me sweat. When you work in front desk, sometimes customers, well, guess they can see when you don't know what the hell you're doing. So some of them was very nice and they had patience and stuff like that. But my first week went pretty good. Time has went on. You know, I'm get getting the hang of things. I'm working both of my shifts, my overnight, my mornings or afternoons. I'm working. I'm doing it. I'm doing my damn thing. You know what I mean? It's like a week or two, three, maybe in a month after this time. We get this new manager. The manager who hired me. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but the girl who hired me, she was a manager, so she got promoted and she left. So we had to have a new manager, and we're gonna call him Angelo. Week after week, it's just becoming less of us. All of the Haitians and all of the blacks, he, we were, I didn't see them anymore. It was weird. So I came to the conclusion that he didn't understand how this little boutique hotel, he couldn't understand how it was so many of us. Let's just be honest. He didn't, I guess it was a culture shock to him. I'm putting together that he just didn't understand how it was just so many blacks and Haitians working in the spot. And yeah, within like a month of him getting hired, most of them was gone. All right. So C19 just popped off. I don't remember what exact month it was, but I feel like it was like April or late March. I was working. I had them been there like a few months now, maybe like 7 months at this point. I'm working. Most of my mates, my coworkers that I started with or got hired with, they're gone. It's just a lot of Spanish people now and just me. And I'm mentioning that for a reason, but whatever. So that pop off, and then that day, I remember it just happened out of nowhere. I'm working, and then I just remember like a lot of the housekeepers, they came down in the lobby and they were like talking about how they've been laid off. They've been laid off, and they just have to leave work. And so me and a few of the other girls who was still working together, we started talking like, what's happening? And so the manager started calling. He started with the housekeepers, and then he started with the restaurant workers. We seen them come out the office. Some people was crying. Some people just was, like, damn, I just lost my job. So me and the other girls, we was sitting in the office like, damn, am I going to lose my job? Are we finna get laid off or what? Because at the time at work, we didn't know about the C19. We didn't know that, we was being furloughed. That we just thought we were all losing our jobs. So me and the girls was talking, and I'm like, dang, I can't lose my job. Like, I need to work. And so the restaurant workers, he let them go, or furloughed them. The restaurant was shut down. He only kept because the hotel didn't shut down. So let's say if we had, because it was a huge hotel, y'all. If we had like 130 housekeepers, it was only about 15 that stayed, and he let the rest go. If it was like 20 of us front desk and reservations, it was literally 5 of us left, literally. The engineers, the maintenance people, it was only like 2 or 3. Like, he really like, everyone got laid off of that day. Me and the girls talking, I'm like, man, I need my job. So the girl I'm talking to, he literally calls her, Angelo, the boss. He calls her in the office, and 10 minutes later, she come to me and she's like, yeah, he laid me off. Like, I have to clock out and leave. And I'm like, damn. So I'm scared at this point. I'm like, I need my job. I didn't understand that, with the C19 thing, if you got laid off, they got unemployment. I didn't know that. I was just like, but sometimes when you're efficient and you are a hard worker and you're a good worker, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. I say that it was a bad thing for me because he kept me. Remember how I said if it was 20 front desk, it was 5. I was one of those 5. So he really kept me. Everyone else got furloughed and I had to stay and work. At the time, I'm like, great, I got my job. Whew. Girl, please. So when everyone was laid off, the hotel was quiet. If we had about 80 reservations a day, it went down to 3. Seriously, it was just shock. It was the craziest thing ever working in hotels. I'm telling you, maybe 5. And if we had 5 reservations at the beginning of my shift, maybe 2 showed up. So it was crazy. It was quiet, and he let the valet people go. So we're just gonna fast forward like a couple little bit into this C19 time. So it was me. We had like one valet. He had like one security. So at nighttime we would be working, and I had to do some valet sometime because the valet guy, Big Will, I'm gonna say his name because he cool. Big Will used to drink the Hennessy at work. He was a valet guy overnight. When I worked the weekends overnight, Big Will used to hit that bottle pretty hard. He used to have his Hennessy bottle in his book bag. And like if we started at 11, by 1 o'clock, Big Will was back there in the back office drinking. And he was a valet, y'all. So yes, I'm just saying. I ain't gonna lie, a couple times I took a little sip, but I didn't ever get drunk at work. But a couple times Big Will would be back there hitting a bottle, and then like 30 minutes later, I can go back there and be like, Big Wheels, somebody need their car valet, and he on the chair just knocked out. So I have to go and park the car for the people. So now I'm working front desk and I'm doing valet at the same time by myself. It was crazy. It was really crazy. And then sometimes when Big Will didn't work, we would have this other valet guy. We're going to call him Brian. He was a Spanish guy. He was very nice and cool, funny. Brian was a whole handful. Brian was doing valet, but Brian was stealing the people weed out of their car. And I told him, I'm like, Brian, you're not scared of, you're not scared of stealing. He was like, it's weed. What they going to come do? Tell y'all somebody stole their weed? And I was like, you're right. So one time Brian had took somebody's smoke out of their car, and it was that fire. How I know? Because I was out there in the back of the building one night. I hit it with him a couple times. I'm not going to lie. Because it was a slow night. Like I said, we only had like 3 reservations around the time C19 was happening. So it wasn't nothing going on. Sometimes I would have to do the valet work front desk, right? I can handle myself. I work that shit. That's what I do. I handle up. So let's rewind because I feel like my time. Okay, the C19 did happen, but remember how I said before the C19 happened, I was already working about 7-8 months. Okay, so let's rewind to before the C19 happened and everyone got laid off. My order is complete. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna just put y'all on to a little hotel secret. If you don't already know, I'm gonna tell you something now. So sometimes when the hotel is booked, right? Let's say my hotel had 130 rooms. Let's just say we can get reservations for that day. Let's just say we book out. We have 130 rooms that's booked, right? Sometimes it's not supposed to. Really, when you have a booked hotel, you're supposed to cut your system off on all the platforms to where it's sold out, to where no one can book the room because you're technically sold out. Some hotels, like my hotel, was very greedy. Very greedy. So they would leave the system on like Booking, Expedia, Priceline, Hotels Tonight, all of those platforms, those third parties, they would leave the hotel open. So once we were booked, and they've done this a couple times, but once we're booked, people can still make reservations even though we're technically sold out. And so remember how I said I work weekends overnight? Yeah, they were pretty green. Like they were messy. Sometimes I would come in at 11 and that person, if they had like a busy day and they know that we're booked and they know that we don't have rooms for those extra reservations, they won't tell me. They wouldn't tell me. I would just come clock in, they would clean the front desk, and they would haul ass without even telling me and let me deal with that on my own by myself because everyone is gone at this point. And that's what happened this night. So the hotel was booked to a capacity, and we had extra reservations. And sometimes we be hoping that just because you booked, it doesn't mean everyone's going to show up. So sometimes we cancel some reservations if they don't come at a certain time, and we'll allow those extra bookings in. But this night, it didn't work that way. So I come in again, the front desk, he know this, but he didn't relay the message to me. His name is Robert. I'm going to just call him Robert. I don't know. These names just come off the dome so fast. We're going to call him Robert. So no one's, telling me that the front desk is well, nobody, no, he didn't tell me that we're booked and we had extra bookings or whatever. Okay, so he leaves and I'm working. So I'm working it out. It's like an hour or two. It's like 12 o'clock now. So I'm working it out, canceling or, keeping whatever. So this big group comes inside of the lobby. And the restaurant is still open. The manager was still there because after hours we have to do, he have to do his numbers. So the manager for the restaurant was still across, and he can see me. So this big group comes in, and I see this bride, and she's standing in front of me at the front desk. So I'm like, hey, you're beautiful, whatever. Because in my head, I'm already thinking that they're checked in. She has this presidential suite. She has on her wedding dress. She has a party with her. I'm sure when you have a large party, well, I know when you have a large party, they already have like they rooms booked and stuff like that. So in my head, I'm just thinking they coming in from the reception, they drunk. I didn't think none of it. So she's standing in front of me, and I'm like, okay, hey, you're pretty, blah, blah, blah. She was cool. Now her husband, the groom, he comes and he's like, we want to check in. And I'm like, her? Okay. This ain't going to go well. So I look in my system. In my head, I already knew we were filled to capacity. We had absolutely no rooms available. However, we still got her reservation. Now, my thing is, if they knew the previous shift, they knew that we had a wedding party coming in. How come they didn't cancel regular people reservations and then put our party in? I don't know, whatever. So I look in the system, just pretending like, just scrolling through the system. I know that we don't have any rooms. So I'm thinking of a way to tell this guy, like, hey, we ain't got no more rooms. And so he looked at me. He's like, what do you mean? Like, we had our reservations for 2 days. Like, what do you mean? We traveled here from another state. We just got married today. We want our fucking room. He talked to me just like that. So I'm like, I'm still looking at my computer nervous. Because I'm like, I know this previous shift had to see this wedding party. And these people don't have a room. And they left it all for me to handle. So now the manager in the restaurant, he can hear the little commotion going on, and he steps out. He see the wedding dresses and the tuxedos, so he comes out with a bottle of champagne, and he pulls 2 glasses for the broom and the bride. The broom and the broom, what? The broom, the groom, the. So he comes out with a bottle of champagne. He pours a cup for the groom and the bride. And he gives it to them. And I'm still on the computer just fake like I'm looking for a room because I know we were sold out. So I tell the groom, I'm like, hey, we're sold out. But usually in these situations, we would contact a sister hotel that's not too far, which was a Marriott, and we would send them there. So I'm like, Mr. Whatever, we're completely sold out. And I'm so sorry about this. I'm just apologizing. I'm like, I know it's your wedding. I don't know what the hotel but I'm just trying my best. You know what I mean? Just trying my best. I'm apologizing. I'm suggesting, you don't even have to pay for the transportation. I can just book you at our sister hotel for you and your bride and your people. And you don't even have to, you know what I mean? I'm just explaining everything. and he's mad. He's drunk. It's his wedding night. He's drunk. So his wife is standing next to him, and she's like, "Baby, chill, chill. Let the young lady handle this. It's okay." You know what I mean? No, it's not okay. We had our books. We had our reservation for 2 fucking days, and this, and that. And I completely understand. Don't get me wrong. He had every right to be upset because I feel like my hotel dropped the ball on this situation. He had every right to be upset, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, y'all. So before I know it, I'm just looking on the computer typing. Before I know it, he goes with the wine right in my face. And when he threw it, I go like I put my head to the side, and he just all in my face. And when he did it, I just sat there. You would think I would go crazy. I didn't. I just sat there and I thought about it. I was like, and I walked to the back office and I called the manager and I'm like, yo, I'm about to fucking leave. Like, this guy just threw. First of all, you all knew that we were sold out. You knew we had a wedding party coming, and y'all left me for dead by myself because I'm overnight. Like, y'all just left me to deal with this situation. I'm finna leave. I'm walking the fuck off. So he really did not care. He's telling me that, well, if you leave, then you fired. You can't leave them like that. Angelo is on the phone. He's unempathetic, not understanding. He's pretty much saying like, bitch, it's 12 at night. Why are you calling my phone? That's the kind of energy I got from Angelo. No type of support. He didn't apologize. No one was held accountable for that. I'm wiping the champagne off of my face. The restaurant manager comes in the back. The security comes in the back. The security is like, made him leave. The security, he got mad and he told him to leave, pretty much. Like, even he told him like, even if she could find your room, now you have to get the fuck out of our hotel. Like, we don't even care to service y'all. So the security made them completely leave. I'm in the back wiping the champagne off my face, just upset, didn't know what to do. The bar manager come back there. He tell me he's sorry. He said he didn't know, he wouldn't have gave them the wine if, he didn't know that was going to happen. So we're back there. Angelo was no help. I felt betrayed. I felt like, I don't know. I go back to the front because I had to do something. So I go back to the front. Yes, I go back to the front desk. And I'm just standing there. The security kicks them out, but somebody came back to the front. Must be was his brother or nephew, somebody. He comes back and he apologized to me. He said, I know, the reservations is messed up, but he said that is not your fault. He said, I really want to apologize on the behalf of him for throwing that drink in your face. And I was literally about to tear up. I don't know. But I didn't. I sucked it up because they already threw a drink in my face. I couldn't let you see me cry. So the guy was just like, I'm so sorry. He just pretty much was so sorry about the groom's behavior towards me. And needless to say, y'all, I stayed because I needed that job. I needed that job. So I stayed. And then now we're going to fast forward back to, C-19 happened and everyone gets laid off. And yeah, we're back to that point. So Big Will, I told y'all he was a premature alkie. So he would hit his Hennessy all the time. Every other weekend, Big Will would call off work. I told y'all when C-19 happened, I had to do front desk / valet. I would have to check them in, run outside, park their car, run back in. Yes, I did all of that. And so one night I was by myself. Big Will called off and I was by myself. It was literally me and was it the security? Brian wasn't. I had to be a security because I was with somebody else. I feel like it was the security that was there in the lobby. He didn't have any rights to drive the car, so that's why he could not help me with the valet. He was a security officer. If he went out there, got in the car, crashed the car, it would be some shit. You know what I mean? So because he was a security, he was not allowed to go inside the vehicles. He could not help me with valet. So this particular night, we had a line. It was not booked. It was during the C-19. I had about 12 reservations this night. I'm working overnight. I'm by myself. The first hour always go good. So the second hour, I'm pulling out my receipts, doing my night audits, just doing my thing. I look up, it's a group of people in front of me again. It's like, I don't know, it was a group of people. So this was like a party of people, like a party of a family. Um, even though COVID was happening, but we take all guests. So I checked the first couple in and everything's fine. They didn't have a car. I checked the second couple in. We're talking, get them a good room because the hotel is free. I'm not gonna lie. I was giving people just upgrades out the ass because why not? It's the hotel is empty. So you want the presidential suite? Sure, ma'am. I checked them in, get them their key card. So the third couple comes up or whatever. I checked them in. Everything is fine. They have a vehicle. So I tell the security, hey, can you just watch the front desk, make sure everything's fine? I'm going to go valet their car real quick, and I'm going to be right back. During checking them in, they must be gave me their key to so I can go valet their car. I must have placed it somewhere around the front desk. It was like a fast paced type thing. Again, I was by myself. I'm human. So when I checked them in, they must have given me their car key, and I placed it down somewhere, just whatever. So when it's time for me, I told the security to just watch the front desk for me. I'm looking for the key, and I can't find their car key. So I didn't panic at first because it has to be around here somewhere. So I'm looking for the key. I'm looking for the key. So now it's like 2 minutes done passed. So the lady who I'm checking in, she's like, it's okay. It's late. We're not going anywhere. Just take your time. That was fine if they were the only ones getting checked in. It was a long line behind them. Long line. It was like a rush. It was weird. So now I'm steady looking for this key. I'm panicking. I'm looking everywhere. I'm asking the security, did you see the key? Do you see the key? I'm running in the back office. I hadn't even been in the back office, but I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking on the floor. I'm looking everywhere. I looked in my bra because sometimes I slip little stuff that it was nowhere. So now it's like 5 minutes now. So people in the back of them is getting a little frustrated. So I can hear little people in the back snickering and saying little shit under their breath. Oh, what's taking so long? Nah, 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 nah. If you have two eyeballs, you can see that I'm the only one here at the front desk. It's the C19 time. You're not even supposed to be here, to be honest. But let's keep it whatever. You can't see that I'm the only one here. We don't even have a valet. I'm literally the only young lady here at the front desk. Pipe down. They didn't have no patience. So people still in the back talking about I'm taking too long. And me hearing this is making me more nervous, making me more anxious because she was blocking the front entrance of the hotel. She literally had her vehicle right at the front door, blocking everyone else. So when she told me that, I started to panic even more because I'm like, oh, that's why people outside blowing because they can't get in because her car is stuck and I lost her key. So now people was just talking shit in the back. They're yelling at me, and I'm and the security is like, "Yo, chill. It's just her. Like, if her, he's trying to control who he can control." So I go outside. I look where the car was. I'm like, "Oh yeah, she's blocking the entrance, and people is blowing." It's just me. Can y'all imagine? I don't know if you can imagine just being the only service person in this huge hotel, no managers, no backup. It's just literally you and a security officer. And I have like so many people in front of me yelling at me. So as you know from the other story with the champagne in my face, I'm a very patient person. I can handle my own. But this was just it was doing too much to me. So I go outside and I call Angelo again. I don't know why I kept calling him like he was gonna help me. I call Angelo and he pretty much tell me, well, you need to find her key and move the car or I hang up on Angelo. That hurted my feelings again. So I'm like, damn, I have no support. Like when things go wrong, everyone just left everything on me. And it was like, it happened every weekend. Like, I don't know. I just felt like they was just leaving it on me. And when I mentioned like there was just a bunch of Haitians and black folks, it was a lot of us. It was a lot. I had a workmate at night. I had this girl helping me at night, and he just fired everyone. Like I don't know, you couldn't even leave someone for me. You have the Spanish helpers in the morning time and the daytime shift. All of them have all kind of support. But when it comes to me at nighttime, you leave me by myself to deal with all of these situations. And it wasn't right. It wasn't adding up. I did the best I could. So Everyone's in the lobby yelling at me, telling me I'm slow, this, and that. The security is trying to kick half of them out because they're literally about to jump on me, y'all. The couple that I lost the key with, she was so empathetic. She understood. I just simply misplaced the key. So she understood. But everyone else behind her, they didn't understand. It was too much. My face was turning red. I was getting hot. It was too much. So I stormed out the back office and I gets to crying, y'all. I gets to crying because it was too much. It's like, if I walk off right now, that I just can't do people how they do me. I can't leave this security by himself. That's the only reason I did not leave that night, y'all. Was because of that security officer. He never did me wrong. He always had my back. When that man threw that champagne in my face, he literally was gonna boop boop. You know what I mean? I couldn't do him like that. That is the only reason I stayed that night. I went back there and I cried and I thought about it. I called Angelo. He was no help. And I'm like, if I get in my car and leave right fucking now, this man is going to be out here by himself. It was nobody else working, just us two. So that's why I stayed that night, y'all. I couldn't leave the security officer by himself. He didn't know how to check in people. He couldn't valet cars. I couldn't do it to him. So I'm back there crying. Somebody walk in the back of the building, some guy. He asked me, was I okay? Because I guess he seen what was going on in the lobby. I'm like, yeah. And, tell me everything going to be okay. I dry my tears, tighten up, go back to the front. And guess what, y'all? As I'm walking from the back of the office back to the front desk, on the floor, I can see the keys pushed under the desk just a little bit. I say, God, I be goddamn. It was literally by my feet. So I guess when I took her keys, it fell and maybe my feet just pushed it a little bit under the cabinet. So I find the keys, y'all, by the grace of God. I run outside. I quickly valet her car, give her room key, and I'm taking the night just proceeded. It just was too much for me. So now, this is the very next day. The very next day, that happened on a Sunday night. I told y'all weekends I work overnight. Monday I was working a 3 to 11. So I got off 7 that morning, had to be back there at 3 because I was off that next day. So I go into the office and I'm talking to Angelo and I'm like, hey, Angelo, like every time I need some support or I ask you to keep a person to help me, it's always no. The guy threw a drink in my face. You had absolutely nothing to say about it. You didn't apologize. I addressed the booking issue with you and how everyone leaves it on me and they run out the building. You don't address it. You don't hold anyone accountable because I feel like they were Spanish. I'm sorry. I can't help the thought of that because before before he became our manager and we had the Haitian lady, we were all a happy family. We all was a happy family. It was 2 of us working the front desk. It was 2 of us working at night. Everyone helped each other. Like, it was just crazy. I just feel like he only provided the support for the Spanish and white workers in the daytime. And I'ma feel that way. Because I'm a black girl. I'm the only black girl left. Everyone's furloughed. And you won't help me worth a damn. Even when I call you. So we in there talking about all of this. And I'm talking to him just how I'm talking to y'all. Telling him what it is, how I feel. And you can just tell. You ever talk to somebody and you can just tell it's going in one ear, out the other, and he's stepping over it? Yeah. I got that vibe. So I'm talking to him and I can just feel like he didn't give a damn. So I just end the conversation. I go out to the front desk and I work with Robert. You see how I say in the daytime it's support. It's 2 people working at the front desk. So I finish the conversation with him, go to the front. I work next to Robert. I stand next to him and we're talking. And I just can't help but feel, okay, we're going to get there. So we're working and now my break is coming up, my lunch break. So what I do is, because we only had a 30-minute break, and what I did was I went to the back, clocked out, came to the front to retrieve my things, example, my headphones, my water bottle, my phone. I didn't come out there to work. I came out to the front desk to get my things so I can go eat my damn lunch. I come out there and this lady walks up to me and she's like, well, I want to check in. Can you help me? And I say, hey, how are you? Welcome to blah, 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 blah. Sure. I tell her, I said, well, I'm on break right now, but Robert here, he can assist you as soon as he's finished with this person. Because it was empty. It was only like 5 reservations that day. You know what I mean? So I tell her, sure. When he's finished, I'm on break. He can take care of you. Absolutely. So I tell her that. I turn around. I go back to the back office. I take my ass to go eat my lunch. I come back off lunch. I finish my shift. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I come back to work. Angelo, now he wants to talk. He calls me into his office. And now he wants to talk. So what's been going on? I hear you've been having some issues. You know, if you could have sent me emails and text messages and I could have helped you. We could have came up with solutions for these things. When you got thrown when the man threw the champagne in your face, I didn't know that we were overbooked. So now he wanted to talk about it. You know why he wanted to talk about it? Because he followed up with, so Monday when you were working with Robert and a woman, she wrote a grievance against you saying that she wanted you to check her in and you told her no, you could not help her. And so, and I told him, hey, I said, I went to clock out for my lunch break. I said, I told Robert I was on my lunch. I was just coming out here to get my headphones and my phone and my water. And I told the young lady, hey, after he's finished her, sure, he can assist you and get you checked in. Oh no, she wanted to file a complaint against you, and I know you've been having little other issues been going on, and this is just one too many occurrences. I'm gonna have to let you go. Now ain't that a bitch? Hey, you see what I said? He ain't like black folk. I don't care what nobody say. You ain't gonna never make me say nothing to make me think otherwise. Because I feel like Robert was the one to tell. I feel like when I told that young lady I'm on break, after that person, he can help you. I felt like she was okay with it. I felt like Robert, and if Robert, you see this, because he used to follow my YouTube back then, I feel like your ass got me fired. Camera died, but we back to it. So I felt like Robert, your ass the one got me fired. I felt like that lady was okay with what I told her. I felt like it was him. He didn't like that I pushed her off on him because I wanted to go to lunch and eat like everybody else. And again, I felt that little discrimination in the workplace, whatever. But hey, it is what it is. And let's just say he fired me, y'all. I should have quit when the guy threw the drink in my face and they all left me for dead. I should have quit when everyone left me to do valet and I was by myself and absolutely had no help. I should have quit then. I should have just left, you know. But you live and you learn. And now I have a work from home job, y'all. I work from home. I roll out of bed. I log in on my laptop. I don't have to see coworkers. I don't have to deal with the manager if I don't want to. It is what it is, and I'm doing my thing. And y'all, I've reached monetization. I will be uploading a video on like just some tips on how to, get monetized, how to do YouTube. Nothing professional, just general knowledge, mistakes that I've made that I will, if you're watching, if you're small, that you are interested in learning, so you can avoid those mistakes. I would be looking into making a video into that very soon, but I really appreciate everyone for tuning in, subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all of y'all likes and all of y'all comments. Y'all think I'm funny? Thank y'all for that. But if you enjoyed my video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Like it. And again, I'm out.